This is Decoded, AI for Everyone, the podcast that makes sense of artificial intelligence, not just in your pocket, but in your world. Picked just for you. Have you thought about...
You might also like...
We saw that you liked...
Recommended for you.
Based on your activity.
We've all had that moment. You're talking about something, a holiday, a product, a restaurant, and then later that day, you see an ad for it, and you think, is my phone listening to me? It's a strange feeling, like something knows more than it should. But here's the thing, it kind of does, and it kind of doesn't. This is Decoded, AI for Everyone. I'm Joel Leslie, and today we're exploring something you interact with every day, but almost never see. The invisible systems shaping what shows up in your world. Social media isn't literally listening to your conversations in most cases, but it is constantly observing patterns. What you click, what you pause on, what you search, what you watch all the way through, what you skip, what your friends engage with, what you engage with, and how those behaviours connect. Over time, that builds something incredibly detailed, a profile. Not one you consciously created, but one that's been assembled about you, quietly, continuously, and increasingly in real time. It's easy to think this is just about social platforms, but it's much broader than that. Retailers like Woolworths and Coles, platforms like Amazon, search engines like Google, streaming services, travel websites, even state tourism organisations, all using sophisticated marketing and data platforms. What's often called MarTech, customer data platforms, personalisation engines, recommendation systems, all designed to answer one question: what should this person see next? If you work in digital, marketing, or data, you've probably seen this evolution firsthand. Traditional marketing relied on segments, campaigns, automation workflows, scheduled communications. But something has shifted. AI is now moving this from planned interaction to continuous adaptation. Decisions are being made in real time, at the individual level, based on behaviour as it happens. Content is adjusted dynamically. Offers are personalised instantly. Journeys are reshaped as you move through them. In some cases, systems are not just recommending actions, they're taking them, without waiting for a human to design the flow. This is the next layer of the stack. Behind all of this is something you never see, a set of interconnected layers. Data collection, behavioural modelling, AI-driven prediction, personalisation engines, interface design, default settings. Together, they form what we can think of as the invisible stack. Not one tool, not one platform, but a system of systems, each shaping what appears in front of you and what doesn't. Personalisation sounds helpful, and often it is. It reduces noise, surfaces relevant content, saves time. But it also introduces something subtle: pre-selection. Before you search, before you scroll, before you choose, the system has already shaped the field of options. What you're most likely to see, what you're less likely to see, and what you may never see at all. This is where the shift becomes important. We feel like we're making choices, but we're not choosing from everything. We're choosing from what's presented, the first result, the highlighted option, the recommended product, the suggested route, the autoplay video. And because it feels natural, we rarely question it. There's a concept used in technology and cybersecurity called epistemic distance. It simply means the gap between how a system works and how much we understand about it. As systems become more advanced, that gap increases. And when that gap increases, something else happens. The system disappears from view. It no longer feels like a system. It just feels like reality. This isn't about control in a dramatic sense. No one is forcing your decisions, but your environment is being shaped, quietly, consistently. Over time, that influences what you notice, what you consider, what feels relevant, what feels normal, what feels like a good option. Not by removing choice, but by shaping the choices you see. So this comes back to one idea: agency. Not control over everything, but awareness. Because you can't question what you don't realize is there. And you can't choose differently if you don't know your options were shaped before you saw them. This doesn't require a complete shift in behaviour, just small moments of awareness. Scroll past the first result occasionally. Compare across platforms. Change default settings from time to time. Search outside your usual feed. Ask yourself, why am I seeing this? And in some cases, consider what data you're contributing to the system, the platforms you use, the services you connect, the signals you provide. For some people, that might mean exploring alternatives, different search engines, different browsers, even different email providers that place more emphasis on privacy. Not as a reaction, but as a choice. For industry, this shift represents something powerful: real-time systems, AI-mediated decisions, continuous personalisation, an environment where insight and action happen together. For the rest of us, it means understanding that what we experience isn't neutral. It's shaped, structured, designed, and increasingly optimized. You don't need to see the system for it to shape your decisions. It works quietly, through defaults, recommendations, and design. But once you notice it, something changes. You're no longer just reacting, you're participating. This is Decoded, AI for everyone. Next time, we explore something unexpected: what it means to choose not to use AI at all. Friction, restraint, and human judgment. We reframe non-use as intentional, not regressive. For tools, resources, and AI prompting guides, visit promptengineeringcookbook.com. Thanks for listening. I'm Joel Leslie. Stay aware, stay intentional, stay human.